I'm feeling pretty tired already, and yes, I'm going to my dub, which is primarily why I'm feeling this way. Been yawning a lot. I should have had another vacation day like I've had, you know, these past, these past few times I've been a man of the house, right? I usually get two full ones, but more like, it feels more like three, all right? 3.5, or, you want to call, like, depending on the time when I start being the man of the house, which is like what, but most of the time it's 3 days, even on the day that I start, becoming the man of the house, whether it's like in the late morning or now, or early afternoon, right? So it does feel like 3 days. Hell, it could be 4, since my time would end like late at night, right? So I'm not having it at this time. It's only 1 full day. I guess you can argue 1.5 full days, since I'm going to my dub, and it's just later out today. It's just gonna be feeling like I'm going back to normal again. Yeah, man. Every single day, I'm just feeling tired. Just going to my dump. Like it's just without question, especially with just too much BS I have to put up with, and so many more misunderstandings. And when you have a company president that just is just doing the same things despite like so much that just happened, that's, I know for a fact, alarmed him, but he doesn't give a damn. That's why he's still doing what he's doing. He thinks that with his old school ways, that it's going to help to make that company better, when in reality it never will. Even if he has me doing these different versions of this product catalog, it's not gonna suffice for the betterment of that dump. I hate to tell you. Mind you, I proactively updated that product catalog, in 2023, only to see so much going downward, later on that year. Like the almost 20 people that left. That's that's one of the major marks. And obviously with the sales just being totally god awful for that month of April. We saw like 4 people leave in that same month. So all my hard work has just led to negative results. Hell, all of my hard work, even if I've stayed loyal and have remained, doing everything I can just to do everything right, showing my passion as well. Everything is just led in the wrong direction for me. If that was Knott's Berry Farm with my park services attendant job, I'm pretty sure it would have led to all to better to better things happening in my life. Okay, a lot of better things, not just new friends, the friends that I made like in 2015, but just a lot of better things as well. So look, man, this is another would've, could've, should've topic. As I ask myself this question, I may do a lot more of these like in the future as I do my podcasting. I get inspired by my guy Tour for TV, who does who takes video requests from some of his subscribers to do these what if scenarios, and it's a lot of fun, really. That's why I'm planning to do the same, courtesy of True Raw, and for in the case of me, it's more about like my events in my life more so, right? I may do something like the NBA as well, like what if, like what they do. What if LeBron did this in the 80s? What if the Warriors, with the Warriors in 2017 beat the 1996 Bulls? Like those topics like that. What if this? What if that? It's so much fun, really. I mean, for me right now, I just literally want to live in a fantasy world, just knowing that my life is total crap, just getting nothing out of my dump at this point, right? So why not? Hey, it's always fun to just make these kind of videos where, hey, what if this? What if that? What if Tristan never left Seattle and he was here? Would we still be cool to this day? You know what I'm saying? What if so it'll make I'm not gonna try to get too addicted to it because everybody, including myself, let's just face it, we all deal with these what if scenarios, would have, could have, should have scenarios every single day in our lives. All right, so we can only imagine. So for the sake of this topic right here, man, this is essentially a what if topic. Would have, could have, should have. Same thing, right? So I asked myself this question. What if I never left my Knott's Berry Farm job as a park services attendant in 2006? Now, as you know, it was, I think if I'm not mistaken, it was like toward mid-July when I started my Knott's job then. So I only worked for a month and, I had to quit because of school. But, I know a lot of people would be able to juggle school and work, just knowing that their companies can work around their schedule and all that, right? So for me, look, I mentioned this before. Had I stayed in my Nazi job, yes, I would definitely go to school with the schedule that I have, and obviously the company, will work around my schedule because, with that job that I had, it's not a fixed schedule. I would have random days off, right? I would have different shifts, which is what I really enjoy about a job like that. Or at the very least, look, if I was in a workplace that is like a 5 to 8, if every single day is different as far as like me doing different tasks, so be it. Like, I like differentiation. Right now I'm just dealing with the same old environment that I'm just getting nothing out of at this point. I feel useless in that dump. But anyways, so if I kept this Knott's job, yeah, I would have been in school and maybe just I think I would still see myself just still being in that Knott's job, even just finishing out. Even when I finish out my tenure in Cyprus, right, my junior college, as far as graduating and all, and getting my degree in the liberal arts and all that. So assuming that happens, I still think I would have this job. So by then it would have been 2 years. It would be almost 2 years for me, just being in that job at Knott's, right? So fast forward now to what, 2009. So as you know, I started CSUF. I was in a university. Started actually in the fall, spring semester, because I had a semester off 2008. Just not realizing that I was too late to even enroll for classes, and I don't know. I forgot what the reason was, whether I was too late or what have you. But saying if that happened, and I literally had a semester off, I would have still had the Knott's job. So at least I would have gone to work, right? Regardless of what my schedule is. So I would have still had my Knott's job. I would work, right? It's already 2 years, and who knows? Maybe by then I might have already taken my promotion. Being what was I promoted for? Shift leader? That's what I'm trying to remember. So yeah, and maybe something else good will happen, or what have you. You know what I'm saying? And how much would I be paid by then? By the time I go to that university to spend another 3 years there. So my minimum wage would be $6.75, but way back in 2006. So in 2008, I'm probably gonna take a wild guess and say at least $8 to $9. I would imagine. I mean, who knows how Knott's does their raises and all that. But yeah, I would probably take a wild guess that I would already be paid $9 an hour, or at least close to 9. So yeah, I would still be working without a doubt with that Knott's job, right? Get more complimentary tickets and what have you, And even when I start school in the spring of 2009, so I would spend another 3 years there, right? Would I still be working there at that Knott's job? I think I would. I mean, if I do enjoy working at theme parks, I mean, for sure, I think I would have no problem still being there. Now, I wouldn't know, because that would still been my only job. Like, even if some people want to call it a non-real job and what have you, right? To me, it's still a real job regardless, because it is a job. Why wouldn't it be real? You know what I'm saying? So, look, my thing is, I think I would have still worked there, no doubt about it. And, so let's say I graduated already from my university, which would already be in 2012. Or actually, I finished my career there. I finished my time at that university with my last semester being in fall 2011, right? So even if I already obtained my degree, which is for graphic design, as I'm still working in this job as a park services attendant, in Knott's, should I the thing is, am I still gonna have that job instead of this job that I have right now, which is in my dump, of course? That's a tough one, because it just depends on if I'm still enjoying my time there, right? If I'm still enjoying my time in Knott's and what have you. I mean, I wouldn't know, because I only lasted, realistically, just 1 month there. So with that being said, I mean, I'm not gonna know if I'm gonna have more to gain. I know I said in in one full video about the fact that I would have more to gain, in 13 years in my previous job, which is at Knott's, than I would in my dump. And I touched on why that's the case. And who knows? I mean, some people, I know this current job I have is supposed to be considered a career job, when it really isn't, which is why this is a high turnover rate job. Our company was seeing too many people come and go, right? And as well as too many people load managing, especially with these current newbies and all that. It's like, what is this place become? To see just so much carelessness and just far too much of just that and disorganization and what have you, right? And people being underpaid. For goodness sake, I'm still paid $18.50 an hour. So if I reached let's say after I graduated from my university and, going to 2012, how much would I be paid, if I was still in this Knott's job? You know, from that point on, I would already be what? If I were to still have that job, 6 years, right? So if I would probably get another raise if I'm not mistaken. Again, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know how their system works and all that. I mean, I've only been there for not even just like enough for me to know exactly how their raise system works and the benefits and all that, right? I just know my role and that's it. But I would imagine that, for a company like Knott's and, if it's a theme park company like Knott's or, or Disneyland, I would imagine that they would definitely have more when it comes to benefits than my dump ever has had. I mean, I know one of my family members used to work in Knott's, but from what I've heard, he's not getting too much out of it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I mean, and that family member used to work in the accounting department, and that's it's a different department from where I worked at. So I don't know. I mean, from with my role as park services attendant, I know it's not really considered, as people call it, a career, a career job or a long-lasting job. Some might call this one, as with most jobs that are like the blue collar ones, like dead end jobs and what have you. Right now I'm in this dump for 13 years, and it's considered a dead end job. When I found out about it from just the last few years. I mean, silly me. This is supposed to be a career job for me, but all I'm doing is just the same crap over and over again. Especially when you have the same company president around, and it's not doing much for me as far as extending my opportunities as a graphic designer, and as well as my employment value and all that experience, just added experience, so I can become more knowledgeable at my field, as well as in the marketing field as well. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. And who knows? I know Rico got me this job that I'm still in. So definitely we would already be friends by then. But here's the thing. Would he still let's say he knows that I'm still working at Knott's, right? Would he still be able to to refer me this job right now that I'm in, even if I'm still working in that Knott's job? That's a tough question to ask. I would probably say Rico would have probably have said, well, hey, it's up to you, man. If you still want to stay at Knott's, maybe job security would be the thing. Just like he told me this past year or a couple years ago, when he told me it's up to you if you want to stay there. At least you have job security for this dump, because he knows I've been here for at that time, I think it was 11 years. So I would imagine Rico probably would have told me the same thing, as far as him saying, was it hey, it's up to you, man. At least you have job security. And he probably would tell me, hey, if you want to advance your career, then here, I'll give you this spot, this and that. I would still imagine that he would probably have given me this, the opportunity, right? So, that would give me the choice to choose between still working at Knott's and in this dump, or just quit the Knott's job just to be in this dump. All right. yeah, man. I mean, I don't want to go on too long on this. I know I've said a lot. I mean, for like, you would consider for these kind of videos when it comes to what ifs and, you know, what if this and that, what if this happened, what if it didn't happen, this and that, you know, I could point to like a lot of, it's just totally different contexts, different references and all that. So I may just close it out with this because I don't want to take too long here. As far as this notch job, let's say if I never left, and how long would I think I'd be able to last, you know, just assuming that I'm still there. I honestly don't know. And I honestly don't know if I would be able to last 10 years, right? Look, 10 years, it's possible, but again, it just all depends on, like, you know, how further I can go, you know, the longer that I stay there, and, you know, how my treatment will be. And, you know, considering that I got offered a promotion, you know, that says a lot. And it's not even a month when, you know, that I got offered that promotion. So I would imagine, I think my time would probably be a lot better if I still stayed there. So I might just get more out of it, especially because it is a theme park. Shoot, I mean, I never get tired of going to theme parks and riding the same old rides over and over again. I mean, I went to Six Flags like 7 times in 2018. In 2019, like 3 times, I think. So I just never get tired of going, because that's been my thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about roller coasters. I'm all about all these cool rides. But even though I'm a huge roller coaster fan and what have you. So I'm just here for the enjoyment. Even if I work, I mean, at least I'll be dealing with like different schedules and all that. So to me, I'm probably going to say I would definitely get more out of it. And I think that I could last 10 years there. So from 2006 to 2016, which means I would probably turn down the graphic design job, which, you know, I wouldn't like. I mean, at some point I need a career job, and this is where I started. And, you know, I did start at 12 an hour, but, you know, would I be paid more than, you know, would I still be paid that much if I were to start, and, you know, after just immediately quitting my notch job? You know, I mean, we'll have to see. There's like so many different scenarios for this, but to me, I could probably see myself lasting at least close to 10 years, you know, just for the simple fact that I'm definitely going to get more out of it. Even like if not just for that one promotion, but just getting more as far as, like, you know, my work, you know, as a park services attendant, just for the simple fact that I'll be a lot more busy, and, you know, I'm more active, whether I'm sweeping, whether I'm taking trash, whether I'm cleaning the toilets, and, you know, busing. At least I have more activity in my body. I mean, I'm doing more exercise than I'm doing in this dump, where I'm just sitting and eating all day. That's why I'm getting fat, man. Like, I went from like what, almost 200 pounds to like now freaking like almost 300. No, I was kidding. I think I'm like 260 right now. That's why I need to quit, man. Well, anyways, you tell me what you guys think. I can go on and on with more scenarios on this, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. I probably would last at least 10 or close to 10 years of being in this Knott's job. But then again, I mean, well, we would have to see, because I would never know, because I've only been there for 1 month. All right, peace out, y'all. Thank you for watching, everyone. Like, share, and subscribe.